What's up guys, welcome to REACTOR Videos. Okay, so today's video is going to be about the Unchained deck. I would like to explain a few of the different effects that these monsters have. I think they're quite unique. I really enjoy the deck and its dynamics. I believe that it's a going second deck in my experiences of playing it first and second. I've played it in many different ways and I think I've come up with a build which has been pretty decent. Okay guys, let's get started into the deck build. We'll start off with the core. Let's start off with monsters. So, 3 of the Unchained twins, Ruha. Three Unchained twins, Rakia. Two Unchained twins, Sarama. Three Abominable Unchained Soul. And lastly for the core monsters, 2 Unchained Soul of Disaster. And into the traps, 3 Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. 3 Escape of the Unchained. And for the spells, 3 Abomination's Prison. Absolute must, it's the search card for the deck. Okay, so we know that the Unchained deck destroys monsters on field, including your opponent's monsters if need be. So, let's discuss using Nibiru. Nibiru is very good obviously against players that want to run salads or anything of high combo or anything of high quantity bringing monsters out. Very good to break boards with. It shuts down a lot of decks, and with the Unchained deck it's really good simply because say if they've got their token, we bring out our Nibiru. Next turn we're going to just simply link away with their token or we're just going to destroy it. Very simple. 3 Dark Ruler no more. Another card to help link away or destroy your opponent's monsters without having negates. Remember, negates against the Unchained is a weakness of the Unchained deck. We want to prevent as many negates as possible, so let's negate the effects of their monsters and they can't respond to it. But just keep in mind that if you use this card, your opponent won't receive any damage during that particular turn. This card is purely just to dwindle away their board and just break it away. I'm going to run 1 Pot of Avarice. Because we're always sending cards to grave, that card is really good to just run at 1, simply that you can just shuffle 5 in, draw 2 cards. Very good. Classic, Monster Reborn. We love that card, everyone does. 2 Evenly Matched. Good to have in hand. Another way of breaking your opponent's board. Also, the Unchained deck has a way of being able to hit high numbers or also a potential OTK. 3 Ash Blossom. We know that your opponent will be searching cards or trying to special summon. Another good way to stop that from happening. Coyote Waterfront plus your 2 Kaijus. Very good way of just also getting rid of those troublesome cards. 2 Dark Spirit of Banishment. Now this is the card I want to discuss with you the most. This card is brilliant. So, let's read its effect. If your opponent's monster attacks at the start of the damage step, you can send this card from your hand to or field to the graveyard, then target 1 level 8 Fiend monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated, and if you do, change the attack target to it and perform a damage count. So, very good. If you've got this card in hand, and you've got, say, the Unchained Soul of Disaster, or this card here, both level 8s in grave, we discard this when your opponent attacks. We special summon one of these, whichever one you wanted to special summon, and they must perform damage calc with it. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, because your opponent won't expect it. Also too, they will lose life points out of it, and it's not something that they can easily get over. I mean, they're both 3,000 to get over. Now, its secondary effect. Let's read that. if a level 8 Fiend monster is sent to graveyard while this card is in my grave, you can add this card to your hand. So, it's constant reoccurrence. The Unchained deck in itself loves to keep special summoning. If each card is destroyed, a lot of the time you get to special summon another one. So your opponent struggles to really break down that board unless they're sent to grave. This card in particular, if that level 8 monster on field is sent to grave, while this is in there, you can simply add this back to hand. Yes, your opponent will know that obviously you've got that in hand to then reuse to stop their attack, but it puts a real dampening or fear behind them trying to attack you. The extra deck profile, starting with the core cards of the Unchained. Namely, firstly, the Unchained Soul of Rage by 1, 2, 3. Also, we run 1, 2, and 3 of the Unchained Soul of Anguish, and 1, 2, and 3 of the Unchained Abomination. We run 1 Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax, 1 Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, 1 Topologic Zeroboros, 1 Borrelade Dragon, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and the last one I have got coming at the moment, it will be the Link 5 about to be released in the new set. Let's get into the effects of the Unchained deck profile. The cards themselves are designed to be destroyed and also to destroy other cards themselves. That is the way the deck works. Now when you are linking away into the Unchained Soul of Rage, it requires the following cards. It requires 2 monsters including an Unchained Soul monster. So your Unchained Soul monsters within the deck are these. Unchained Soul of Disaster and also a vulnerable Unchained Soul. Also too, if it comes to the point where you want to link away with an extra deck monster, you can actually use Unchained Soul of Rage, Unchained Soul of Anguish. Okay, so the Unchained Soul of Disaster's effect, we want to use it. Simple as this. Let's pretend like your opponent has this card on field. Could be an attack, could be an offense, whichever way. Okay? We bring out the Unchained Soul of Disaster. We declare we're going to use its second effect. We use it by targeting one of your opponent's monsters and linking away using our monster being the Unchained Soul of Disaster and the Dark Spirit of Banishment. And you link away, sending your opponent's monster back to their grave, your monster to your grave, and you link into a Dark Link monster. Okay, so remembering that every deck has its strengths and weaknesses. Firstly, let's discuss the weakness of this deck. 2 cards in this deck, namely Unchained Twins Aruha and Unchained Twins Rakia, both will lock you into Fiend monsters if you use specific effects listed under their card texts. So, firstly, let's get into Unchained Twins Rakia. Her first effect, quick effect, you can target 1 card you control, destroy it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Fiend monsters. Well, that's straightforward. Also too, Unchained Twins Aruha, its effect goes like this. You can target 1 card you control, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Fiend monsters. Don't need to read any more of the text. So it's very simple. Remember guys, if you're going to use these cards' effects, you need to be mindful that you can only special summon Fiend monsters for the rest of that particular turn. Okay guys, so as I said, every deck has their weaknesses and their strengths. One of the strengths in the deck is that the Unchained profile is great at destroying other cards on field. So, such as this card, Unchained Twins Aruha. So this card reads just like this. You can target 1 card you control, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Fiend monsters, also destroy the targeted card, and if you do, special summon this card. That is absolutely brilliant guys. That is a really good start. However, as I said, be mindful it locks you into Fiend. Okay, so let's use its effect so you can see how it works. So, we set a card. It's namely, we've set a trap, okay? You reveal Unchained Twins Aruha to your opponent, declaring that you're going to use its summoning condition where you're going to destroy a card on field, to special summon it, and that's how it works. Now, the benefit of this is simple. With the core cards, they're great at having effects of being destroyed, such as the Escape of the Unchained. This card reads that if this set card is destroyed by card effect, you can special summon one Unchained monster from your deck. That is absolutely brilliant. So, then we'll go ahead and do that. We'll special summon this card, Unchained Soul of Disaster. So instantly, we've used a card effect which we have not used any normal summon yet. We've got 2 cards on field, a level 8 and a level 3. Okay, so you've got 2 options from here. Say if you were going first, you could do the option of linking away into Unchained Soul of Rage. Brilliant card, guys. It's great against your opponent because it reads like this. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up special summon monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one dark link monster except Unchained Soul of Rage by using only that opponent's monster and this card you control as material. So, that card there will target your opponent's special summon monster and link away with it. So, in this case, let's pretend that your opponent special summons Ash Blossom. Theoretically. Special summons Ash Blossom. You use its effect by declaring you're going into quick effect, target Ash Blossom, and link away into a fiend monster, namely Unchained Soul of Anguish. So, this card in itself has an effect. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this card resolves, link summon one dark link monster except Unchained Soul of Anguish by using that card, the opponent's monster, and this card as material. So, remember guys, that's not a quick effect, you can't do that on their turn. However, this one will. Okay, so if you were using this card during your opponent's turn, you link away, you're going to get into this, and that's where it will stop. Okay? Simple. We've already gone into a quick combo with Unchained Twins of Ruha mixed with Escape of the Unchained. We've managed to do that. Let's go with another quick combo. So, let's go with Unchained Twins of Rukia, Abominable Chamber of the Unchained, and Abominable Unchained Soul. Let's pretend those 3 cards are in your hand right now. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Firstly, we're going to set a card, and it is the trap. Then we're going to normal summon. We're going to normal summon Unchained Twins Rukia. Right, we're going to use its effect. Firstly, let's read its effect. Its effect is this. Quick effect, you can target one card you control, destroy it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except fiend monsters. Okay, firstly, there again, you cannot special summon any monsters except fiend monsters after this effect has resolved. So, alright, let's talk about my favourite card in this deck. Unchained Twins Sarama. So, this card has an amazing effect. It is a 1-card combo. It is brilliant in this deck. If you see this card and top deck it, you will be absolutely stoked. And the reason being, let's read its effect. You can target one Unchained card in your graveyard except Unchained Twins Sarama, set it to your field, then destroy one card you control. So that is absolutely broken. So the reason being, so we only run this at 2 because we want to make sure that we don't draw it. You know, we don't want to see it in our first hand. We want to draw into it later on or search it out. Okay, let's pretend that we have Unchained Soul of Rage in grave. Let's make this our grave. Also, Unchained Soul of Disaster in our grave. And we've got this in hand. Okay, very, very simple. Unchained Twins, we normal summon it. We use her effect. Let's target one card in grave and set it to the field. We target the same card, we can target another card, but we'll target the same card, destroy it. And we know that Unchained Soul of Disaster, its second effect is that you can special summon one card from grave. And just like that, out of one card, we've just managed to revive, or Monster Reborn in an effect, Unchained Soul of Rage back to the field. Just like that. So it is absolutely brilliant. Really, really good card to have. And then if you wanted to, you can extend later on and go into, the effects of your Unchained Abominable Soul. Further extend. If a card's destroyed, you can bring this out, and all of a sudden you've got 3 cards on field. All the cards in the Unchained deck are very, very good. If they're destroyed, they're going to special summon from deck or grave. Okay, the Abominable Unchained Soul. Very, very simple. It's a 3000 beater, it's a level 8, it's brilliant, it's used in the deck to obviously extend your combos and continue on with destroying cards on the field or your cards to bring out further monsters. Let's use its effect. So firstly, let's read its effect. You can only special summon Abominable Unchained Souls once per turn. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can discard 1 card, destroy 1 card on the field. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent there this turn, you can special summon this card but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Okay, so this card has got quite a few effects, but let's break it down to make it nice and simple. Let's pretend that we've got that card in hand, and this card in hand, and this card in hand. Okay? So, we'll use Unchained Ruha's effect by firstly, set a card, as we discussed earlier. We'll destroy a card on field, send it to grave, and special summon this. Now, at that very point, when a card is destroyed on field, it triggers the effect of Abominable Unchained Soul, where you say that you're going to use its effect to special summon it. Then it has its secondary effect, where if it is special summoned, you can discard a card to pop another monster on field, whether it be your opponent's monster, whether it be your own monster, to further either extend out, bring out a different monster, or pop one of your opponent's monsters, whichever way it's going to be. Now remember this, it has a second effect where you can bring it out at the end phase if it is destroyed by battle effect this turn. However, that effect will not happen if you have used the effect to special summon at this turn, because its first effect says it can only be special summoned once per turn. So where that second effect comes involved is in your opponent's turn, where let's pretend that we had already this card out. Okay? So it's already on field. Let's pretend that your Abominable Unchained Soul gets beaten over by your opponent's monster and it's sent to grave. Your opponent does what he needs to do, it gets to end phase, then this secondary effect comes in. It gets to come back during the end phase and special summon, because obviously it hasn't been special summoned this turn. So, then it gets that special summon effect again. If it is special summoned, you can discard a card and pop a card on field. It is a brilliant card, it is absolutely underrated, 3000 beater, it's just brilliant. Unchained. And that's all I've got for you today, guys. That's it from me from REACTOR Videos. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, that would mean the absolute world. Take care of yourselves and stay safe.